I am going where streams of whiskey are flowing, where streams of whiskey are flowing. Hi there and welcome to the Sunday Spirit with me, Mrs. Wolfmoon. I'm sitting outside on my porch and it's a lovely autumn day. It's not so sunny, but it's still quite warm here in the south of Sweden. Today I'm going to talk about this little lovely glass. I don't think you can see the wonderful color that I can see here. The sun is just shining through the curtains behind me and it's lovely, dark orange, red, reddish gold. It's a sherry cask from Smögen. Smögen is an island in the west coast of Sweden, and the Smögen distillery is actually situated on the mainland, just a bit north of the Smögen island. There's a really small distillery. They only produce about 10,000 liters a year. And you can get yourself your own cask from Smögen if you want to. But there is a waiting list, since they don't produce so much and they are not, that's not the main thing to sell a lot of private casks. But if you're really interested, you can try to get on the waiting list, and hopefully you can get your own cask of Swedish whiskey from Smögen. The character of the whiskey is supposed to be quite heavily peated and with maritime influences. I'm not really sure about those. What is those maritime influences? You can read about it from the island whiskies and the Isla whiskies. And what is exactly the maritime influences? Is it tar? Is it salty? What is it? If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I think Talisker has what they call maritime influences, but I'm not sure if I'm right. I'm right onto it, spot onto it. This one, Smögen, it's a private cask. It's a small cask that's been matured for 3.5 years. I'm not sure if they do make any unpeated spirit at Smögen. When I read about it, I find it's most likely that everything should be quite heavily peated. On the nose, this one is lovely. You have the peat, or smoke as we say in Sweden. It's sweet on the nose and fruity as well. But you do have this kind of, bit of pointy smoke in it. You just need to try it. This is so nice. You have a taste of wood burning, firewood. You can feel the peat, the minerals, sweetness, fruitiness. It's about 64% ABV. And it's a bit hot. It's a bit hot in the mouth, and probably that is the high ABV that makes it. It doesn't have the chilly sting. It's very full in the mouth and quite well balanced. It's not crazy peated. It's very, very nice. If you like sherry peated whiskey like Bomor Lamrig and maybe the Lafroy PX cask, even though it's not so heavily sherried, I think. But if you like peat and sherry, this is definitely something for you. You should look out for Smögen whiskey. There is something for every whiskey lover in Sweden. This is a whiskey for people who like the whiskey to be a lot. If you want to have an easy whiskey, this is not for you. This is lots of taste, lots of ABV, lots of flavors, and of course it costs a lot of money as well. It's not the cheapest cask you can buy, but it's one of the most rare ones you can get. In Sweden, when Smögen release the bottlings, they are gone in minutes or seconds. So the only way to really be sure that you can get your own Smögen bottle is to buy a cask. That might be on my wish list for now. I've only tried, well, I tried a few Smögen on some of the fairs, but to be honest, when you're in a fair, it's nice, but you can't really enjoy it and taste it the way you can do when you're on your own or in your home. The first one, Smögen Primör, was not in my liking. People said, "Oh, this is fabulous," and again, I could see that, well, this is good spirit. It can become something, but it was not. That bottling was not for me. But this one most certainly is. So, if I'm out for a peated sherry whiskey again, another cask to my cask collection, this might be it. So I don't think you can expect to find a lot of Smögen bottlings out in Europe or in the rest of the world. So you have to go together and get yourself a cask. You can see here where you can write to them and ask them if you can be put up on the waiting list. So from Mrs. Wolfmoon, this lovely autumn afternoon in Sweden, I say cheers. Maybe I should water this, but I do have the water here, but I don't want to. I like it the way it is, with a high ABV and lots of taste and a lovely mouthful. And since this is one of the whiskies I brought with me to malt stock to promote Swedish whiskey in Europe and in the world, I also will let you hear the song that I was singing, the Swedish Toppit song. And for Smögen I chose Hooked on a Feeling with the Blue Swede. I hope you can recognize it. I can fight this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. And all the sweet love when we're all alone, just keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.